If you think online dating sucks, try doing it as a Black woman. Based on data from sites like OkCupid and Tinder, Black women are more likely than any other demographic to get rejected. And if we do get matched, we are often subjected to sexualized stereotyping from people trying to pass that shit off as flirting. Like my character Malika calls out in Good Trouble.
Oh, he's cute.
I like my women like I like my coffee, black and bitter. No.
Sorry, I did not see that.
It's true. While we've seen some progress for diversity and inclusion in the streets, we haven't really seen it in the sheets, which Malika experienced herself.
Last call. You want anything else?
Sure. Your number, please?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Really?
You remember when you swiped left on this? Big mistake. Huge.
Wait a minute, pretty woman. What are you talking about?
You're on Shipper. I swiped right on you, and yet we never matched because you didn't think I was worthy.
I would have never swiped left on you. Nope.
I bet none of the matches on your phone look like me. Oh, let's see.
You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay. No, she... Well, hold on. Let me just...
You said it yourself. You're more of a Kate Hudson guy.
Hold on. This is not really...
You seem like a nice guy, but I just don't feel right giving my number to somebody who, subconsciously or not, wrote me off without a thought.
But that's just one end of our racially divided dating pool. Because we have a history of segregation and racial division across the board, it's unlikely that anyone would want to date someone who doesn't look like they do. Which is partly why when we look for a partner to start our own family with, our instinct is to replicate those bonds and who we made them with. Which plays into why Asian men are less likely to be deemed desirable by non-Asian women. Listen, how many times have you seen an Asian man cast as a heartthrob in a summer blockbuster? Actually, I can answer that for you. It was exactly once. August 15th, 2018, aka Crazy Rich Asians Day. So what's going on? Well, it could be a couple things. One is that people tend to be attracted to what they know, to what's familiar. And for reasons that range from economic status to education level to cultural heritage, our circles are still pretty segregated across racial lines.
So you head out as a monocultural girl into a multicultural world, and the media fills in the blanks for you. We don't just see this happening in dating apps. Experts say that these trends mirror what we see in the dating world in real life. This is despite most people saying that they are super open to an interracial relationship. This also helps explain why women of African descent get no love, since we're almost always portrayed as angry, loud, difficult, the opposite of what's considered conventionally feminine. So, whether it's because of shitty representation in media or our country's racist track record, or both, it's clear that there's something rigging the dating game to be much blander than it could be. And that something is implicit bias.
Implicit bias is a snap judgment you make about a person based on your preconceived notions, and you don't even realize you're doing it. That's the implicit part. And sometimes implicit bias leads us to decide a person's desirability based purely on race.
And from there, the cycle of rejection perpetuates itself. Dating apps use an algorithm that ranks your desirability based on how many people swipe right or left on you. If everyone is swiping left on your profile, you'll get buried under people who are supposedly more desirable. So your implicit bias that causes you to swipe left on people who don't even look like you is screwing everyone over.
Now, we know what some of you are thinking. I'm not racist, I just like what I like. Sure, and yes, that's okay. But make sure you're actually seeing what's out there, not just what's fed to you by an algorithm driven by our collective biases.
Which brings me to the good news. Although the OkCupid study gave us a pretty grim outlook for anyone looking to dip their toe into interracial waters, another study from the year earlier found something else. Something hopeful. It found that once a user got a message from someone of a different race, meaning once initial contact had been established, interactions with other people of that race went up by 115%. What that tells us is our implicit biases really can be eroded. They're not set in stone. So keep that in mind, next time you fire up your thumbs for another round of swiping, you never know who you might find. Share this video if you think it's time to diversify date night.